What's up everyone? Today is day 2 of the diet. This is episode 2. I wasn't planning on doing an update, but back by popular demand. So what I wanted to run through today was a little more information about my diet, such as my food sources, my meal schedule, my calories, things like that. And then go a little more in depth on my training and the supplements I use. So for my diet, what I like to do is pick one meat, a couple veggies, a couple fat sources, and one carb source, and I stick to that. I don't deviate from that. I don't substitute. I don't skip meals. I stick to that, and I strongly believe that that's one of the most important things you have to do when you're on a contest diet, is pick foods and stick with them, because when it comes time to adjust, you need to be able to know what's working and what's not working. When you're consuming food from all different kinds of sources with God knows what in them, you'll just dig yourself into a hole. So for my protein, I use chicken, and I use egg whites in the morning and protein shakes. And then my carbs come from oatmeal, and then I also eat green beans and broccoli, whichever I feel like having with my meals. And my fat sources, like I said before, are natural peanut butter and almonds, salt and vinegar almonds, which are really good. And I stick to those foods. I don't deviate from that ever. Nothing changes in the diet. I'll be eating, broccoli's done, but I'll be eating those foods for the next 18, 19 weeks, whatever it is. You guys are keeping count, I'm not. I stick to that. My meals are, I start with a veggie in every single meal: breakfast, lunch, dinner, all 7 meals of the day. I do 7 meals a day, and each one starts with a veggie, and then protein and fat source. So if I feel like having green beans, I do green beans or broccoli, whichever it is, and then I have my meat or protein powder, and then a fat source, either almonds or peanut butter. And the way the meals are organized is roughly 50-60 grams of protein per meal, and then about 20 to 30 grams of carbs and 20-30 grams of fat, depending on which meal and during the day it is. And so yeah, that's pretty much my diet. It's very basic, but it's effective, and it's what works best for my body. I don't need to go super low carb to diet. And then as for my calories, a couple people have told me, they're surprised at how many calories I consume while I'm dieting, and that's just what works best for me. I have a really fast metabolism, and my main concern is maintaining my size while I diet. So I'm starting at 3,500 calories. I'll adjust from there. It'll probably go down in 200 to 300 calorie increments throughout the weeks, as progress stagnates. But I want to retain every ounce of muscle that I can and come in as big as I possibly can, because I have a pretty big frame and I need to make sure that I fill it out. So that's why the calories are so high. If they need to be dropped, they'll be dropped. That's why we start this far out, so we can make adjustments like that along the way. And as for my supplements, I have them all sitting right here. This is the protein powder that I use. Just a multi-source protein, whey protein isolate, egg, and casein protein. This is the amino acid drink that I use, Sivation Extend. Love this stuff, recommend it. And throughout the day, I take liver tablets, which is just extra protein and B vitamins. And then also take Testable and I-Force and transdermal formastine, just to keep the water off. The Testable and I take for the acne, for the cortisol control. And then my cutting supplements are Yohimbe, HCl, and CLA Extreme, which is a combination of CLA, carnitine, green tea. It's kind of like an all-in-one type deal. And those are the supplements that I use. I pretty much just do 1 serving of each in the morning, then 1 serving of each either pre-workout or in the evening, whichever supplement it is. And then as for my training, like I said, I'll go a little more in depth on what the idea behind FSD7 is. So I'll just give you my routine for today and explain it along the way. You start off with heavy basic movement, like today was just flat bench press, and then you get a lot of fiber stimulation. You do hypertrophic exercises that are going to really not only build size but make you stronger, and then after you've done enough damage, then you go for a superset of 7 sets. Hang on a second. Say hi. Stop bugging me, I'm busy. So, and the idea behind that is, a lot of people who train for the pump, they don't get enough fiber stimulation to get growth. So this is kind of a system that combines not only heavy free weight movements, but also isolation movements that are good for the pump. And the idea behind it is not only make the muscle grow, by doing damage to the fibers, but also by stretching the facade of the muscle. And you do that through the pump. You stretch the muscle from the inside out. It's like a balloon. You can either stretch a balloon like this, or you can blow it up and stretch it from the inside. And that's the idea behind FST7. Do damage to the fibers, and then pump up the muscle and give it room to go, stretch that facade. So that's my training schedule. That's my training. I hit every body part about once a week. Some things indirectly get hit more than once a week, but pretty much once a week with everything, which is really different for me. I'm used to doing combining a lot of things into like I said, high intensity training programs with less volume and more rest. So this is a big change for me, but we'll see how it goes. Like I said, I just got started on this, and we'll see how it works out. I'll give you guys my feedback after a few months, and decide whether I like it and I'm going to stick with it or switch to something new. But yeah, that's it. That's all I had for tonight. Like I said, I wasn't really planning on doing an update, but I really appreciate all the support you guys are giving me, all the compliments on my physique. I really appreciate it, guys. I agree with you. I really think that my physique is up to the competitive level. I think I've brought up the body parts that I need to bring up. For a while my back really dominated my physique, and now I've brought my chest and shoulders and arms up to that level, and also brought my quads and hamstrings up to where I'm symmetrical from top to bottom. I have plenty of mass, and now it's just focus on the conditioning. Not only bring the size, but show up hard as nails, dry, vascular. So that's what we're focusing on now, just bringing in the conditioning. So I'm glad you guys are following along. Stay tuned for next week's episode. Probably give you guys an update Sunday, and I'll put up some progress pictures probably in a few weeks. Once there's been noticeable progress made. So once I drop a few % body fat, I'll put some pictures up so you guys can start seeing more of the detail and the separation that's going to come through with the conditioning. So stay tuned. Hope you guys enjoyed it. See ya.